Alright, we are back with another set of 2v2s in Starcraft 2. Let's jump right into it. We lost last time. But, Alex, so we just watched this one. Let's go back. We lost last time, but this is another set of games. Can I get these guys again? Let me check this and make sure this is the right game. We might have rolled these guys again. We did. Alright. So actually last time, these guys made basically a lot of Thors, which made our day much worse. So let's see if we can come up with a response to that this time. Alright, down here in the bottom is Ransom, me. Same guys, nope, clones, shame. Cloners is what we're saying. Over here is Jedi. That was a GG last game, guys. Happy. Alex Zones is over here. They're gonna wall on the low ground again. Mafiat. Purple Protoss is up here. Last time, Alex Owns opened up with some Reapers that created some trouble. The Phoenixes of Mafiat created a lot of trouble, and we're planning to macro this game and just to have the late game out and see how it goes. So, not a lot happening early game. Jedi is walling up, gets his gas stolen. Oh, gets his gas stolen by Alex Owns. It's always sad when you're a Protoss player looking to macro. It's not going to hurt him for a moment, but he will not want that to finish. So, refinery at 385 hit points. There could be some trouble. Alright, so Alex owns 3 Rex Marines, sorry, 3 Rex Reapers, and he's going to go after Protoss Jedi, who's got a Zealot working diligently on that. Vespene guys, our first Stargate is up, second Stargate is up, second refinery is up, and here come the Reapers. Now I have one Reaper that I'm helping him out with. Alex Soames busts out. Tank sieges. These Reapers are waiting to strike. They're waiting to strike, waiting to strike, and boom, they get struck. And hit again. 4 Reapers dead already. There, Hellions out. That's a pretty bad opening for Alex Owns, who has 23 workers. I have 25 now. His Reapers get a little bit done on me. So I'm a little ahead of him in macro. I'm going to go try to get some work done with my Hellions. I missed his Reapers there. That Siege Tank has 3 kills. So once again, my Hellions are getting owned by Phoenixes. But Jedi is looking to protect me this time and to kill off those Reapers. So far this game's going a little better. Jedi has 5 Phoenixes at the moment. Mafiat has 6. And we are making workers and attacking units. Making Jedi still making Phoenix. Got a little supply block going there. This Phoenix count, always important to keep track of. Phoenix versus Phoenix battles. 1 Phoenix makes all the difference in the world. So that's what Jedi's trying to do, is just keep more Phoenix. Again, I'm going to send out some Hellions to try to get some work done. I see them. I'm losing Hellions again. Already making carriers is Jedi. Mafiat temporarily winning the Phoenix War, but Jedi now has a carrier out. taking his third base. I have turrets up in my base. There is Phoenix versus Phoenix battle. Since I am mech, I don't have much by the way of anti-air. Actually, these turrets are all I have myself. I'm relying on Jedi for the anti-air. But in a moment, I should be switching into Thors. There's a small supply block for me. Getting some of those turrets up to help myself. Has Thor production begun? It has for Alex Ohms. And I am making a Thor now. Have 9 tanks. We did expect they would do the same build they did last time. And we are trying to prepare better against it. I believe I have, yeah, nearly have 2-2 done. So I should. And I'm making Thors of my own, 3 at a time. Along with some Hellions. I'm at 158 supply here. Jedi's getting a little scouting with his adept. Taking the middle here. Now I just start a sensor tower. And as soon as that sensor tower comes up, I notice that they have come over to my third base. So we're going to go and try and hold this. This one tank is already doing some damage, but these tanks here are doing much more damage. And if you remember last game, it looked really bad for us, and this game looks really good for us. Whoa, they say. Better composition this time. My eco is low. He's sharing his economic problems with us. Just hit 61 workers. So the problem mainly was not his number of workers. It was their engagement and their composition. They were at a little bit lower supply than us. They could have had a better trade, but in that game, we knew what they were doing, and that's a win for us. So this best of 7 series, that's going to be 1-0. And now we're going to look into a game on Roscallion against Samigger and and Burrito. So here in the bottom left is Jedi, and there's Ransom. Oh, looking at a proxy this game. Are we? So, I believe this is going to be a Marine proxy. No gas. All Marines. New Wild Jedi is going to go for that usual proxy zealot build. This is a great map for this build. As you can see, the direction that overlords take tends to be down this corridor here. It's very unlikely that an overlord would scout this direction. It's just rare that there would be anything there, and they want to get to our base and get some scouting information in. Meanwhile, not only is it unlikely that they would find us, we push so early that we're going to get to their base really quickly, so it would have to be probably the first, at least second overlord that would find us. So we're going to control, again, this space here. Already so many SCVs trying to get to us. Again, pushing in on us with SCVs. While I have 13, he has 15 SCVs. I'm still trying to get some work done on them. Push my Marines up into this little pocket to protect them against Zerglings. With that, Burrito is down to 9 SCVs. And he's moving his bases. His base is flying away. No mining happening for him. We're going to try to push in on his partner, Somiger. Meanwhile, a little bit of a Zergling run by. So I'm very low on workers as well. Down to 9 workers. Just as he is, we're pushing in. Purple is now down to 6 workers. I believe there were a lot of zealots who just gave their life to try to push through, and we've done some damage, but it's hard to break through all of this. So obviously, Purple Terran has relocated. And this is a hold out of Somiger. But we're going to get concerned about where the Purple Terran has gone, and a quick search finds one of his bases. I sent a Marine to a bunch of different maps. I thought I saw him going this, or a bunch of different locations. Thought I saw him going here, but already found 2 of his bases, and he kills a worker of mine there, kills one there. Looks like Jedi's going to send his zealots after those bases. This Liberator is going to cause a lot of trouble. Already has 8 kills already on this Liberator, so this is a scrappy game. Jedi's down to 23 workers, 22, 21, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Losing. Oh, my Marine dies. Many Marines lost their life in this game. But now Marines are getting a lot of kills. Still Burrito has a few workers left. It's not going to have a factory too much longer. Meanwhile, this Liberator's up to 22 kills. Folks, if you are ever in a low economic situation, build a Liberator. They can get a lot of damage done really quick. 23 kills at this moment. Those Marines are walking around. These Ravagers are busting through the cannon line. I'm bringing my Marines home. Have 2 bases. Have 21 workers. Do I? There's that proxy starport. Did you lose that Liberator? I think I may have gotten it. So we salvaged that bunker. A few Ravagers here. But nearly up to drops am I, and that means I'm about to get, oh, in fact I am up to drops. Gonna get mobile over here and do some damage and then stick and move. This is one of the great things about getting to medevacs as Terran is if you can keep track of your units, you can inevitably get some cost effectiveness out of them. And at this point, when they have been beaten back, having many drops in the air makes for a really strong push for us. There's another Liberator trying to do damage, but this time Jedi has some Phoenixes, and that's a dead Liberator. So drops are happening over here. There is an orbital command down. Again, we don't want to take upfront fights against roaches in particular. Ravagers would be okay, but we'll run from roaches, and we can kill this base over here. The thing you want to do with medevacs, spread them out across the map, take the fights you can take, pick up as soon as you don't want to be fighting anymore. Void Rays are going to take out this starport. And we've got another drop coming in the backside of this Zerg. Taking out that Spore Crawler, taking out a Ravager, moving away again so that we can come in to the other side with some medevacs. Since I see what Jedi's doing up there, I'm going to cut across, take out most of the last vestiges of the Terran, who's had a really rough game. Really rough game. That may be his last structure. There's a depot up there. No anti-air. And with that, they leave. So that's this session. And who should we get next? But another game against Somiger and Burrito. We spawn on the top side this time. Right there, the red Terran is Ransom, the blue Protoss is Jedi. Looks like we'll play a macro game this time. The last game was all over the place. Jedi says purple Terran, Burrito, Somiger is the teal Zerg. He's going to... I seem a little angry about what happened last game, so I say, you mad bro. Jedi steals his gas, which is great. If somebody's angry, you want to make them more angry. You don't play Starcraft better when you're angry. Looks like they are concerned if we're going to proxy them again, but we're not. We're going to take fast expansions, and they will scout that. Jedi gets a quick forge. He expands. So it's going to be mech out of me. It's going to be Protoss Air Phoenixes out of Jedi. A little bit of Reaper Wars happening here. We want to take down this Overlord if at all possible. This Reaper's coming in. He's going to contest that. So I'm trying to pay attention to my Reaper. In the course of that, lost track of the Overlord. And the Zerglings would like to come in and do some damage. Going for a tank first again this game. Like I did in the game 2 games back. Tanks are a great early game. They can hold just about any aggressions that's coming your way because it's hard to get to that air tech, and tanks are great against everything on the ground. So, speaking of aggression, we're looking at about 16 Zerglings coming in, doing some damage to Jedi. I have Hellions, I have a tank, and all of the Zerglings are dead. So that's going to mean the resources lost leader is Somiger. And he is not going to make any more Zerglings right now. Burrito's making Hellions as well. Got my third base nearly down. Jedi's looking to cut over to the right. Take out an Overlord. Nearly supply blocks their Zerg. Taking a few shots from those Marines. Meanwhile, we're just macroing up. Jedi producing off 2 starports. My 1-1 has started. Got 5 factories at least on the way. 3 completed as of now. And the game is settled into a macro game after the openings. Pretty even in terms of workers. You add for every orbital command, you add 4 more workers as a Terran, because these mules do the work of multiple SCVs, and basically an orbital command pretty much means constant mule production. You rarely... Oh, there's a Hellion run by that's got some damage, and that's actually going to put us ahead in terms of the worker count. So I'm at 49 workers and Burrito's at 44. Jedi's up to carriers already. We're going to take out these rocks so I can come down and defend my third. And they're looking to push on us. They definitely do not want to push directly on my third, since I have 7 tanks defending it. And those Hellions died really quickly. They're probably going to take out these rocks here, as they are. It's like they even have a couple SCVs if they want to bunker. So our macro is pretty on point. We're ahead in terms of the macro game. Jedi keeps track of them. I have enough Hellions right now to cause them some trouble. Not to mention, I'm going to bring up my tanks. This is a terrible engagement. Marines against 4 carriers. It's a little bit of support for me there. Didn't even bring the tanks up. But with that amount of Marines dying, we know we're in a good position to push. I'm producing Thors. And with this support from the sky, we can get right up in their face. That siege, along with a little bit of help from Thors, is going to mean that there are not enough corruptors. This Terran army cannot engage our army. The advantage with mech, if you can get rolling with it, if you can get enough supplies, that the number of tanks really control the ground with the control of air that the carriers give you, and then I have enough tanks now that I can produce nothing but Thors and Hellions, as you see here in the production tab. This game is almost unwinnable for this team. Their best move at this point would be to try to backstab and go and attack us across the map. But their biggest mistake here was letting us get across the map so far uncontested. Now we should have been killing this base here, but again, considering we are nearly at the 3rd of the Zerg, that's not a big deal. As long as we don't get taken off guard with all of the tanks unsieged. Now I noticed that this Terran is trying to flank up towards the top, and a surround would not be what we would want. We don't want them to surround us. Now I see Jedi's getting some damage done to him down here, so I bring my Thors back down. And with the Thors coming in, the Corruptors die pretty quickly. And with the Terran out there at the top, we can push in here. He's kind of hung up. All my tanks will siege. All his infantry will die. All of his infantry will die. A couple of carriers helping this force, and so that's another win for us. 3-0 at this point. And who do we get next? But we get the same team. So, Battle.net, as we've talked about in the past, once again giving us the same team. In this instance, we look like the better team, and we have choices. So, in this game, given this map, the way your opponents are split, and it's not a great map for a lot of proxying, we are going to have a proxy come out of Jedi, who has already been spotted. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working with the Reapers this time. So Jedi's been spotted. These are going to be seen just about as soon as he builds them. So he's known about there. This was a hatch first, and so it's not what you exactly want as Somigger. You want to have your spawning pool as quickly as possible. His spawning pool is going to be up. It looks like he's going to rely on spine crawlers again to try to hold that way. Looks like my build is with a 2 racks expand, and then we're going to go up to a lot more racks. So we're moving in. He does make his first spine crawler. The Zealots are here. The Reapers are going to push in. Burrito's going for fast Phoenix. We need to get some damage done here pretty quick. All these spines are going to hold us back. So I'm working on 5 barracks, but when I see these Phoenix grabbing my Reapers. This is very bad for us. We don't have any anti-air. We are not close to anti-air. These spines are pushing in on us. This game is looking pretty different from the last 2 games for us. The cannons go down. My Reapers get almost nothing done. I'm not microing them here. Must have been looking at something else. So I've already transitioned Marines. We're going to push back those Phoenixes. But Phoenix like this are great early game. It allows map control and damage. Basically all the energy you have is going to transfer into damage. And so we're in a bad position. Jedi and I are bringing up my Marines because Jedi has no anti-air. He has a couple of cannons here, a cannon there. Looks like he's going to go for Stalkers or some form of anti-air. So now I believe my Marines went out there to try to catch an Overlord, and while they caught that, it's going to leave the rest of my Marines at home without support. So we're back. I am matching Burrito's workers. Jedi is behind as we expected with the damage that he took, but we need to get damage done on them. So what I'm going to watch for here, as soon as the Phoenix are seen somewhere else, I'm going to, as quickly as possible, get some drops into my opponent's base. So I see the Phoenix are up there. With that, I do a massive load up. I'm going straight for the Protoss's base because he cannot deal with the force consisting of Marines and Widow Mines. Widow Mines do splash damage to Phoenix, and so if I can get these in a good spot, he was building carriers there. So we're going to take out what we can, but he lifts all of my Marines with the help of a little bit of tanking. Roaches, my Marines had some trouble there. So 74, 78, 63 to 94, 81, we're down about 30, 40 supply. And we just don't have anything that is really helping us stay on the map. Phoenix, as long as they do not engage into splash units that can do splash damage to them, are a good choice for him. These Widow Mines could do a massive amount of damage only if he bunches these Phoenix up. So it is a great idea. It's very strong from him to be going for these 14 Phoenix right now, and that enables him to get carriers. So he's got 4 Stargates producing carriers, and I'm going to do another drop on him. Taking out that 3rd base. The Roaches are going to come down and try to help out. That was not a good siege out of my mines. Losing this army again. My macro is holding up. You can see that they're ahead in supply, but Roaches are very about as not dense. How do you say that? Supply light as you can get. Jedi has gone for Stalker and Mortal. He tried for some DTs. I don't think he can get through this front here. We can't break through this front. This Spore Crawler would detect his DTs, so we're trying to hold. Meanwhile, seeing that that's held, Burrito is going to come over here and do a lot of damage to Jedi's 3rd. Jedi recalls. This is not the kind of army you want against this massive of a force. The Stalkers can be lifted, the carriers can kill everything. My army is very bad against this Roach Hydra Lurker force, so I have to keep backing up. And this game is very, very much out of our hands at this point. So 2 out of 3 we win, but this game looks like it's theirs. I can keep moving back and forth, but when this purple Protoss comes in, lifts up all my units, I know that game is out of our hands. So we'll lose that one. That's going to make us 3-1 so far in this situation. Let's see what we get next. Alright, Dyorks and Foxer are our opponents. Double random. That means aggression usually. But let's see what they are going to roll as and what they will come up with. So this is Dyorks. Turns out to be a red Zerd in the top left, and right beside him is Foxer, a blue Protoss. Down here in the bottom, purple Protoss, Jedi, and a teal Terran is Ransom. And actually, got a friend coming by. We'll have to cut this one and show it later. So, thank you all for checking it out, and we'll have to catch up with you later.